This job was definitely an on-taking. When we first came here, this property was nothing. From beginning to the end, I believe the process was around 2.5, 3 years. Hi, my name's Noah Johnson. I'm the owner and founder of Enclosures and More. We're a small family-run company based out of Jacksonville, Florida. We had to do a lot of custom stuff on this job, which is a pretty common thing with these high-end projects like this. We worked hand in hand from pretty much the ground up from the framing to make sure that these columns were framed out properly for us to be able to build retractable screens into the cavities. So if you take a look, all of these tracks here are all built in and recessed into the cavity. There's an internal track inside for the internal mounts. So we have to essentially, once they frame all this out, we put in, there's 2 phases to the process for these. The first phase, we come in and we mount the brackets and the internal track. And then once we do that, we pull all of our measurements and then we submit them to Fenetex for production. Once the production is finished, we get what's called a 1-track system, and that fits inside of the internal track like a sleeve, and that holds the system. So you get more layers of protection. So you get these internal tracks that are also secured to the columns on the inside, and then you get your 1-track that secures inside of the internal track as well. So as we roll this unit up, and you can look here inside where the heat-welded spline is in the keter, you can push on this and you don't have any worry about this screen coming out. It's very smooth, very tight inside. And you have no deflection at all. The internals in this track, if you look down here, are all solid extruded aluminum, like heavy gauge, heavy milled aluminum, which no other retractable company on the market offers what they do with that type of extruded aluminum. And that's really what you want in the Florida weather out here. It's something that's going to be durable, it's going to last. The 1-tracks are one of our favorites. One, because they don't operate on magnets. We have never liked those magnet tracks. They're just difficult to operate, and they don't hold up against the Florida heat and weather, unfortunately. There's a couple other products out that we refuse to use, and they were like zipper tracks. We don't use those, like the stitching on them. They actually stitch zippers on. Which are, in the Florida heat, the nylon stitching in them, they come loose, the zippers pull apart, plus the internals of those tracks are plastic. I mean, that should say enough in the Florida heat. With Fenetex, we don't have that. It's a very simple but very elegant way that they design the system. The springs are very simple. They're built into the cover track, and they push the internal track, which is all machined aluminum, heavy gauge, nice extruded aluminum. The whole system inside is, and the spline groove that goes down inside the keter is heat welded as well. So you don't have any stitching or anything. But the way that the whole track system goes together with the self-leveling, it just makes it a really very easy to install and very easy to maintain. We install these and they're almost install them and forget them, We rarely get callbacks on them, so and we've been extremely happy with their product. These 2 sides, we had to custom fit these, and Fenetex was very, they were very forgiving on some of the requests that we had to do, and Michael, the owner, worked with us hand in hand as well. And we had to specially design several of these units because the homeowner, it was his dream to have these retractables in these openings. So the owner of Fenetex worked with us hand in hand to design and come up with a system that would accommodate and work for the openings that he wanted. So we were able to accommodate that, and essentially, by the end of it, we were able to give the homeowner exactly what he was looking for.